Hey guys, I just wanted to give a little bit more up close view of the pack. The last video you didn't get to see a whole lot of the details, so I figured I'd go over everything. I also did a few updates. I weathered my gun. For those who do not know what weathering is a term to make something look like it's been used, like silver showing through, like it's been scraped, the paint's gone away, or rust, things like that. I just did a silver weathering technique. I didn't want to add rust and all that because I just weathered my gun. Because if you think about it, it's the only thing that really gets used and bumped around mostly, so you can see the chipping, scraping on the corners, some scraping on the gun around the edges, a few places. Check out the side here, on the side disc knobs, on the rear gun, on the gun track, things like that. If anyone, every time somebody asks me about weathering techniques, the best one I can give you is think about places that it would actually get scraped and scratched, and go from there. I mean, you don't want to put it in a place that'd be in the bottom of a crack that it would never get scratched, never get bumped or anything like that. But how I did these is I just took some silver spray paint and a little precision screwdriver, just dabbing it in the tip in the paint and just touching the corners and letting it go out, you know, by itself. And for the light scrapes, I just scrape the tip of the screwdriver across real quick, and of course little scratches, take a piece of wire, real thin gauge, and do the same thing. I'll go ahead and start it up again. It has 3 switches. You have the first switch, which activates the sound module, second switch activates the vent light, and the third turns it on. So go ahead and crank her up. It goes through the startup sequence on the gun, and the bar graph starts to go. A few custom liberties I did to try and make it a little bit more screen accurate. As you can see, the fake VFD bar graph. I don't remember what VFD stands for, but it's the type they used to use before they really mainstreamed LEDs, and that's what was on the originals. Unfortunately, you cannot source the actual VFD bar graphs anymore because they no longer make them. But this is an LED bar graph, but it's been modified to give the, I guess you could say, the cup fill effect. Genuine hat lights, real metal gun knobs. Of course, I'm missing a few things. My clipper, I'm replacing that right now. The palm rest and my gun tip, of course, and the V-hook. I've been on the waiting list for a custom metal V-hook for a while, and hopefully I'll be able to get it soon and add it on there. You can see the sweep effect, of course, of the bar graph, and it also changes when firing, so we'll go to quick fire. And we'll shut her down. Of course, kick off the sound module. That's a little quick thing. I'm having to use my wife's iPod for the iPod mod on here because I'm filming on mine. If I could just reach back here and grab the switch. Go ahead and reach back, and if I can find it, there we go. Flip it up. You can see that it does play music. As you can see, it's not coming out of the iPod, it's coming out of the pack with a retractable cord, and it's quite loud. I mean, this is on a lower setting. Go ahead and shut that down. But and power down the amp. As you can see, there's a lot of little actual genuine pieces. Of course, like I said, this is brass, aluminum, genuine brass valves, real tubing that they use, of course, ribbon cable. It's a resin shell with a lot of PVC accents. There's no real wood into this one. Of course, like the weathering technique, there's no metal on this. This is actually resin and PVC, but with the painting technique, you can make it appear to be metal, a little bit more realistic. Another thing I was going to cover is the Matty ghost trap. Of course, I did not build this one. This one was built by MattyCollector.com. They've released this, as well as some figures from Ghostbusters 1 and 2 and the cartoon. But the thing about this one, oh, they also released the PK. But one thing about the Matty Collector trap, I hate it. I love the trap, the electronics, the design, very clean design, but it's plastic. And it was a grayish dark plastic rather than a nice satin black. I've taped off the metal plates on the side, which aren't metal, of course, plastic. Everything's plastic on this. And repainted it all. There's the kitty cat. And gave it a nice satin black. A few modifications I've done. I've repainted the red side rods to give a more true red. You see there's some weathering I've done on this on the front. And I've replaced the cheap plastic Nixie resistor with an actual metal one. Not hard mods to do. I've also added a V-hook so this can be worn on the belt. And added the accurate hat light that goes on here. I've also painted the foot pedal that came with it and re-weathered it. The weathering they had looked very poor, very quickly done, but of course, you know, made in China, plastic. They want to manufacture as cheap as possible. These aren't available anymore except on eBay at, you know, way marked up prices than what they originally were. Fortunately, Matty Collector will be releasing the PKE again this year, which I'll be looking to get another one to replace mine because a few malfunctions with mine. I'm going to be putting new electronics in it to make it a little more custom. But we could flip it on and it will play the sound. Cuts on, of course, the hat light you see here. This was the original lights that they have on there, which is a flat little dome light. I have to replace this one. Of course, push the pedal. It opens. You have lights inside, changes, has some sound to it, and hit it again. And it puts in the, I guess you could say, suction sequence and closes the trap. Of course, has the front indicator lights, which will light up and kick on. And after a few moments, it will actually light up on the inside and start to shake around like something is actually in it. I would wait for that, but it takes usually about 4 to 5 minutes, and I don't want 4 or 5 minutes just staring at one thing. Of course, you can see the spark effects, but I thought it looked a lot better with the weathering I've done to it. You see some around the handle and the new paint job, and I wanted to share that. But that's all I got for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and rate, comment, subscribe, and, you know, peace.